From the moment we open our eyes to this world, we long for something more, a place to belong, a home that will never fade. But could it be that our greatest longing is not for what we see, but for what we cannot yet grasp? Jesus spoke of this hope when he said, "In my Father's house are many mansions. I go to prepare a place for you." These words, spoken over 2,000 years ago, still echo today, touching the hearts of those who search for peace beyond the limits of this life. But what did Jesus mean? What awaits those who place their trust in him? To understand, we must journey through Scripture, through testimony, and through faith, unlocking the mystery of the home he has prepared. When Jesus spoke about many mansions, he was not simply describing grand buildings or golden halls. He was speaking of dwelling places prepared by God himself. In the original Greek text, the word manai is used, meaning abiding places, spaces meant for belonging, for refuge, for eternity. This idea is not new to Scripture. Throughout the Bible, we see glimpses of heaven as a place of indescribable peace. Revelation 21:4 paints a vivid image. God will wipe away every tear. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. Imagine that, an existence without pain, without loss, without fear. And then there's Isaiah 65:17. "Behold, I create new heavens and a new earth. The former things shall not be remembered, nor come into mind." A new beginning beyond all we have known. And so the question arises, if this promise is real, what does it mean for us today? What hope does it bring to a weary heart? Hope is not just an idea, it is an anchor for the soul. And in life's most difficult moments, it is the promise of heaven that brings peace. For the mother who mourns the loss of her child, the words of Jesus are a lifeline. She holds on to the truth that beyond this life, there is reunion. For the father facing illness, heaven is not just a thought, it is a certainty that reminds him that pain is temporary. For the believer enduring persecution, the mansions of heaven represent justice, peace, and eternal victory. Their stories reflect a deep truth. No matter how dark the night, hope remains. Because Jesus did not speak of heaven as a distant dream, he spoke of it as a promise to be fulfilled. "Where I am, there you may be also." These words are not empty. They are the assurance that love endures beyond time, that faith is not in vain, that heaven is not simply a place, it is the home we were always meant for. What would it be like to step into eternity? Beyond the limits of human imagination, heaven is a reality so extraordinary that words barely grasp its beauty. Scripture gives us glimpses, a city filled with light where streets shine like gold. Gates of pearl, each standing open, not barriers, but invitations. A river flowing from the throne of God, bringing life beyond measure. But even beyond these images, the true wonder of heaven is this. It is not simply a place, it is the presence of God. A kingdom where joy never fades. A home where hearts never break. A world where time no longer runs out. And in this place, there is no need for sun or moon. For the glory of God himself is the light that fills it all. What awaits us is not emptiness, it is fullness, completion, peace. We were never meant for fear. We were never meant for despair. We were meant for eternity. Jesus' promise is not just words, it is a reality waiting to be fulfilled. Each day, we walk towards something greater. Each step brings us closer to the home that has already been prepared. And so, the invitation stands. To those who search for hope, it is here. To those who wonder if they are seen, they are not forgotten. To those who ask if their life has meaning, it does. Because heaven's doors are open, its light is waiting. And beyond this life, love remains. Faith endures. Home is near. In a world of uncertainty, we long for something eternal, something unshakable, something promised. Jesus spoke of such a promise when he said, "I go to prepare a place for you." A place beyond the limits of time and sorrow. A place not built by human hands, but formed by the love of God Himself. And yet while we wait, we walk through trials. We endure seasons of hardship. The road is not always easy, but the destination is sure. And so we are called to wait, to trust, to keep our hearts fixed on the promise of heaven. Waiting is never easy. When pain lingers, when prayers seem unanswered, when the world grows weary, yet Scripture reminds us, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and He shall strengthen your heart, Psalm 27:14. There is a purpose in the waiting. It is in these moments that faith is refined, hope is strengthened, and trust is deepened. We are not forgotten. We are not abandoned. For every delay, there is divine preparation. For every struggle, there is unseen grace. And beyond every moment of waiting, there is eternal fulfillment. We wait not for emptiness, but for promise. In Revelation 21:4, we are given a glimpse. God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying. Imagine that, a life untouched by fear, where peace reigns and joy is everlasting. The promise is not just streets of gold or gates of pearl. It is the presence of God Himself, the fulfillment of every longing, the completion of every hope. And Jesus, the one who walked among us, who carried the cross, who bore our burdens, He is the one preparing this place, a home designed not with walls, but with love, a kingdom where waiting is no more, where every unanswered prayer finds its fulfillment, where the waiting hearts of His children are welcomed home. But what do we do while we wait? When doubt whispers, when weariness weighs heavy, we remember the words of Isaiah 40:31. Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. Waiting is not passive. It is a season of growth. It is trusting even when we cannot see. It is holding on to faith when the answers seem distant. It is knowing that beyond every struggle, eternity is certain. And so we press on, we keep believing, because the promise is worth the wait. The journey is long, but the promise is near. What lies ahead is greater than what we leave behind. Heaven is not just a distant thought, it is the final chapter of a story written by God Himself. And to all who trust in Him, the words remain, "Where I am, there you may be also," John 14:3. So we wait not in fear, but in faith. We live not in despair, but in expectation, because we know He who promised is faithful. And soon the waiting will end,